Go. Welcome everybody to our second class of Kids Beginner Yoga. My name is Kaylin McCarthy, and I am an adult and children's yoga teacher, but I specialize in creating inclusive spaces so that anyone anywhere on the spectrum of life can join in and have a super fun time. So I'm glad that you're here this week, and then we'll also be recording this so that it can go out and you can watch this whenever you want. Our theme for this week is a trip to the beach. I don't know about you, but I think it is so hot today and it's making me miss beach days. So I thought it would be really, really fun to have a beach themed yoga class. And we'll review some of the stuff we learned last week, and we'll learn some new stuff this week. And we'll also read our I Am Yoga book again so that we can learn some more of those poses too. So we'll get practice of old stuff and learn new stuff. And that way, when the time you're all done with the yoga series, you'll have lots of new tools to use for when the world is just a little bit too big, right? Like in the story from last week. Beautiful. Okay, so making sure that you have cozy clothes on, you have a water bottle, and you have space to move around so that you're not knocking anything over. And if you have a yoga mat, that's awesome, but you don't need to have a yoga mat. You could also use a carpet or a blanket or even just the floor. The yoga mat is just a nice little bonus if you happen to have one. And I'm not going to take any questions during the class. But at the very end of our class, after our Shavasana, our final resting pose, I will open up the thread here so that people can ask questions if they want. And I might ask questions during the class, like there might be a question, like if anyone could show me the mudra we learned last week. And if that's the case, then you are welcome to unmute yourself or turn your screen back on to show me if you'd like to demonstrate that for the class. And I will apologize if there is any knocking noises in the background. We had a plumbing emergency in our house today, and so they had to come and fix our pipes. So if there is some background noise, I do apologize, but there's nothing I can do. I put in my earbuds to try to make it as quiet as possible for everyone. So I'm doing my best, just like you're doing your best. So thank you so much. Now, first things first, I don't know if people remember, but we started off last week by shaking our sillies out. So I want everyone to stand up, or you could even shake in a seat if you'd rather. Ooh. But I want you just to shake it all off. We're doing this practice live time sort of at the end of the day, middle of the day. And so we just want to shake off anything that happened today. Like I'm gonna big deep breath in through the nose. And then you're just like, blah, you're letting it all go, right? Like, blah, we're not gonna take it with us. We're just gonna shake it on out here. You can even shake your face, right? You let your jaw, your mouth open and get really soft, you can and making funny faces and funny noises. And once you shook out all that extra energy, finding a comfortable seated position. Beautiful. And then remembering that there's 3 things that we need for every yoga class. And honestly, I would probably say it's good to always have these things with you anytime, any place. And we practice this a lot in my family. I give a lot of reminders about these 3 things when we're having hard moments. But the first one is listening ears. So if you start at the very top of the ears, a hand in the front or a finger in the front and the finger behind, you can sort of squeeze your ears and see how I'm squeezing them and I'm working down towards my earlobe here. And you get down and then you work your way back up. And we're going to do that one more time, squeezing the ears and working down. And then working back up. Beautiful job. All right, so that's the first thing. Our listening ears are turned on and ready to rock and roll. Our second thing is our helpful hands. So you can open and close your fingers or wiggle them like you're playing a piano or even clap them together. But just make sure they're turned on and you can really feel them, right? So our hands have to be helpful. If it's not helpful, it's not helpful, right? So helpful hands are key. And then our last thing that we need, because we have our listening ears and our helpful hands, is our open heart. So you can rub your heart space. You can even tap a little bit around, make sure your heart is turned on, woken up. That open heart is ready to receive and listen and love. Nice open heart. Hopefully everybody feels super ready to start their yoga practice now. All right. So last week our theme was spring, and this week it's a trip to the beach. Like I said before, it's so hot today. I would love to go to the beach. So everyone can take a moment to think about their favorite thing about going to the beach. And when you do, I want you to smile a little bit, right? I want you to call up like a happy memory of going to the beach. And maybe if you've never gone to the beach, you've seen a picture in a book and you can imagine what it might feel to like run your fingers and toes through the sand. Right? Just go to a beautiful beach side. Oh, that sounds so lovely right now. So that's what we want to work on today. We're going to imagine being at the beach today, in a beautiful, beautiful beach with the sunshine and the water. Oh, look at those beautiful smiles. I love it. Amazing. And now, do people remember the mudra that we learned last week, where we brought the thumb into the middle of the hand and then we hugged it with all of our fingers, right? That was our super grounding mudra that we learned. So you can use that mudra this week for mindful breathing, or if you'd like to try something new, we could do quiet coyote. So with quiet coyote, we start with our hands in front of us, palms out, nice and open. And then we take our middle two fingers and our thumb and we bring them together, and it sort of looks like a coyote, right? Like a finger puppet here. So it's the middle two fingers like that and the thumb. Yeah, quiet coyote. So this is another really nice calming mudra. And you can sit here with the hands up with your coyote sort of like looking around. Maybe the coyotes are at the beach too. Maybe they're hot and they wanted to take a swim at the beach, right? So you can come into whichever mudra feels better to you. And then sitting up nice and tall in your rainbow body. So you can sit in a seat, a chair, or on the floor. I like to sit on a little cushion. I think it's extra cozy and easier to sit up nice and straight. And pick your mudra that you want. And then just like last week, imagine that the crown of your head is reaching up towards that beautiful sunshine outside. And then if you're ready, you can soften or close the eyes. And we will take 3 deep, mindful breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. 2 more in through the nose and out through the nose. And last one, biggest breath yet today, in through the nose and out through the nose. And then when you're ready, you can let your eyelids flutter back open, come back to the space. And you can stay in the mudra if you like to. If you really, really love what it feels like in your body, then you can keep it. Or you can just bring the hands to rest on the thighs, whatever's going to feel nice to you. And then if you remember, we learned 2 breaths last week. We learned the buzz breath and the hum breath. So with the buzz breath, you took a big deep breath in through the nose. And then you came out through the mouth, you made a buzz like a bee sound, like buzz. It sort of tickles your mouth a little bit. And then the hum breath was a big breath in through the nose. And then you make a hum sound on the exhale. So I want you to choose either the buzz breath or the hum breath, and we'll do 3 of those. And then I want to teach you a new breath called the ocean sounding breath, right? Perfect for a trip to the beach, ocean sounding breath. So choosing your hum breath or your buzz breath to start. I think I'm going to do the hum breath. I really like that one. So taking a big deep breath in through the nose. 2 more. And one last breath. And let that breath go. Take a big breath in through the nose and out through the nose. And then I want to check in. Are you still sitting up nice and straight? If it's hard to sit up nice and straight, I want to teach you a little trick. You could always sit up against the wall, and then you lean into the wall so you don't have to work so hard to hit up straight or sit up straight. Blah. So that's just a little trick you can try out if you like that, okay? If that feels better in your body, because then you can bring your head right to the back of the wall. So choosing the cushion helps with sitting up nice and straight. The wall helps with sitting up nice and straight. So making sure we're nice and tall here. And then we'll learn our new breath, the ocean sounding breath. So this one's a little bit trickier. It's kind of like if you open your mouth, like you're trying to breathe on a cold day to see your breath. Have you ever tried that before? Or like fogging up a mirror, like there's my pretend mirror right here. You're doing it with your mouth closed, okay? So it makes like a hissing sound while you're breathing, and that hissing sound is supposed to sound like the ocean, like the waves of the ocean. Another way I could describe it is if you're like trying to make a snoring sound with your mouth closed. So we're gonna try that out a couple of times. And if you don't get it perfect the first time, it's okay, because we're gonna review it again next week, no worries. So once again, sitting up nice and tall, either against the wall or on a cushion or seat, and breathing in through the nose. And you're gonna start with the breathing in of trying to like sort of close up the back of the throat a little bit to make that hissing sound, that ocean. Ready? See if you can hear it or hear me doing it in my microphone. Ready? Do you hear it? Does it sound like the ocean? Ready? Awesome job. That one's a little bit trickier than the buzz and the hum, but I think you're ready for it. I think you can do it. All right. You're welcome to continue any of those breaths we just practiced, or just the mindful breathing of sitting up nice and tall and breathing in and out of the nose. And then I want you to soften or close your eyes, and we're going to have a little meditation before we start moving. So as you close your eyes, I want you to imagine that you're floating on the water on a nice, big, cozy floaty. Maybe it's a giant flamingo or unicorn, or maybe it's like one of those big flat ones, like a mattress. But just imagine you're going so nice and softly downstream on the water. And it's a perfect day. It's not too hot, it's not too cold. And you're just floating peacefully. And then if anything comes near you, if anything's concerning you that pops into your head, it's maybe a distraction from this work together, just let it continue to float on downstream, knowing that there's no need to hold on to any of our worries, any of our troubles here. We can be calm and peaceful, knowing that the things that we don't need or want in our life will just float off away. Big, deep, mindful breaths in and out of the nose, imagining that gentle floating downstream. Nice and cozy. Take 2 more breaths here. And then when you're ready, you can let your eyelids flutter back open and come back to the space. I wonder if you saw anything interesting in the water when you were floating downstream. Were there any fishes, or did you see any flowers or plants or nice rocks? If you want to later, you can draw a picture of what your like happy stream floating down it looked like. And I would love to see it next week. So you're always welcome to share those pictures with me, okay? And then we're gonna move on to the mat and practice the sun salutation. I hope everybody remembers that from last week. And if you don't, like I said, it's okay, because that's something we're gonna practice every single week, so that by the time we're done with our yoga series, it's something that you can practice by yourself at home. Let's get our screen all nice and squared up here to make sure you can see me while I'm standing. Beautiful. A little bit more, perfect. And we're going to stand up nice and tall. We're coming into mountain pose here to start in. So the feet are nice and connected to the ground. Imagining like you can feel all of your weight in your feet, right? Where do you feel your body and your feet? You can even try rocking side to side here, so you can feel where the weight is in your feet, and then try front and back. Really feel your feet connecting to the earth. Nice solid foundation. And then stand up nice and tall through the crown of the head. Take a big deep breath in. Soften your shoulders. All right, now we're strong in mountain pose. Inhale, we're gonna lift to the sky, scooping up some of that sunshine here. And then exhale, let's raindrop the fingers all the way down to the toes. Coming down to the earth, saying hello to the grass and the flowers. And then inhale the hands to the knees and take a nice flat back. And then exhale back down to the toes. And then inhale, bend the knees a little bit. Arms out side to side, nice and wide. Lift and rise, nice and tall. Scoop up some of that sunshine again. And exhale, sliding it down to heart center. Feel that sunshine warming your heart space. Take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Awesome job. Let's do it again, okay? 2 more times of our sun salutation. Inhale to lift and rise. And when you bring the hands to the sky, look up at your hands so your eyes are towards the sky too. And then exhale, dive all the way down to the toes. Inhale, hands to knees, a nice flat back, almost like you're in the shape of the number 7 or the letter L. And then exhale, come back down to the ground. Even if you need to bend the knees to get to the ground, that's okay. We can always bend the knees, we can always adjust as we need to be more successful and comfortable in our bodies. And then inhale, bend those knees, arms out side to side, lift to rise, scoop up some of that sunshine. And exhale to bring it down to the heart. Take a big deep breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Inhale to lift those hands up towards the sky. Last time. Exhale, rain it on down. Wiggle those fingers like little raindrops all the way down to the earth. Inhale, hands to knees, a nice flat back. Exhale, back down to the toes. And then inhale to bend the knees, lift and rise. Exhale to come back down to the heart. You can bring a hand to the heart and a hand to the belly, and you can let your eyes soften or close. And take 3 of those big, deep, mindful breaths here. Today is the perfect day for sun salutation because it was so sunny and beautiful today. It's almost like we're doing a celebration of the sun. All right, inhale, lift your eyelids, flutter back open. Oof, and let's just shake it out again. Ready? Shake, 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 shake. And then let's try some some donkey lips too. So you take a big deep breath in through the nose and it comes out of your mouth like, right? So here, I'll even move closer so you can see me while I do it. So take a big deep breath in through the nose, and then out the mouth through the lips. Oh, that feels good. All right, next, we're gonna go over some seaside poses. And then after we learn the poses, I'm gonna tell us a story about a trip to the beach. Like I'm gonna make it up and we'll do it together. And then you can, when I say one of the poses that we did, one of the animals or shapes or things like that, then you can go into that pose or anything you think that looks like that pose. So really, you get to decide, right? Because it's your yoga practice. So first, we're gonna do seaweed. So we're gonna start standing up nice and tall here with our feet connected strong to the earth. And inhale, we're gonna lift the hands up over our head. And then we're gonna sway side to side. We're gonna let our hands go in one direction and our hips go to the other. So inhaling to center and exhaling to the other side. And then you're like seaweed swaying in the waves, right? Oh, nice big stretches. And next, let's do a crab pose. So for a crab, let's come down onto hands and knees here. And you can inhale, drop the belly and open the heart out. This is kind of like when a crab is out scuttling around, right? And you can wiggle your hips side to side, scuttle, 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 scuttle. And then, you know what crabs do is sometimes they hide, right? They like go under a rock and they like squidge their eyes up into their bodies. And for that, we can exhale and round the spine, right? Now you're a hiding crab. So inhale, you're a crab out in the world, scuttling around, right? And when you exhale, you can round that spine, tuck the chin in like you're hiding. So let's do a few more of these. And remember, you can shake the hips side to side if you want, like you're scuttling off to, I don't know why I keep saying scuttling, crawling off, clambering. Exhale to round. All right, inhale, let's come back to center. Oh, I got a good one. Dolphin pose. So for dolphin, we walk our hands towards the front of the mat, and then we melt our heart down towards the mat. Then bring your palms together, and then bring them up towards the top of your head. And you're like a little dolphin. Look at that, right? Oh, so let's take, how about 2 deep breaths in and out of the nose here, giving us a little moment to pause in this pose. And then inhale, you can bring the hands down and rise back up. So that's one way to do dolphin pose. And then let's see, what about shark pose? So for shark, you can lower yourself all the way down to the ground. And then you bring your arms back out and behind you, flat on the ground. And your chin or your forehead or your mouth can be on the ground in front of you. And then inhale, we're gonna lift up. And now you're sort of like a shark swimming through the water, right? You can swish side to side. Swishing side to side. Oh, shark pose. And then exhale to lower to the ground. Inhale, pressing up onto hands and knees here. You're going to bring the top of the feet flat on the ground, and you're going to sit back on your heels here for a moment. And then you're going to inhale to lift up. And we're coming into seahorse pose here. Have you ever seen a seahorse at the beach? So for this one, I like to bring it to the top of my head because the seahorses sort of have that like ridge down their back. This is my seahorse pose. Ah, nice. But you can always bring the hands to the heart or in front of the head too. You decide where you want your hands to be, right? Whatever you think is the most fun to you. This is your seahorse pose. 2 breaths here, in through the nose and out through the nose. And then let's see, what else might we see at the beach today. I bet we're going to see some jellyfish. So for this one, you can bring your hands back down to the ground, and we're going to step up with one foot and curl the back toes under, and then step up with that foot and come into a forward fold like we did earlier in our sun salutation. And you can sort of like wiggle side to side here, right? Like a jellyfish with their tentacles wiggling on through the water. This is our jellyfish pose for our story today. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. And then inhale, slowly roll on up. Slow, slow, slow. Because I don't know about you, but every time I go to the beach, I see seagulls. So let's learn a seagull pose. So for seagull, once again, you want both feet really nice and sturdy, connected to the earth, okay? And we're gonna inhale, you bring the arms out side to side and lift one foot up off the ground, and you exhale to lower it down, right? Inhale, lift the other one up. Exhale to float it down. Now I'm gonna give you a little trick here, okay? If you feel wobbly when you're coming into seagull pose, you can put a hand on the wall to keep you nice and sturdy. Or if you have a chair nearby, you could hold on to a chair, but you can use a support while you build up your strength in your body. So if you need that, it's always, always option to hold on to something to keep you nice and sturdy. All right, let's see. I think we have two more poses that we need to know for our story. And so both of those are on the ground. So we're going to inhale, take a nice big lift to the sky, up towards that bright sunshiny sun. And exhale, dive all the way down to the toes. And then we're going to bring the hands all the way down to the earth, nice and firm with the knees bent. And we're going to step back with one leg and drop the knee down. And step back with another leg and drop the knee down. And then we're going to come to sit so that the soles of our feet are flat on the earth in front of us. And then we're going to bring your hands to the backs of your legs. So this is our starting point. And for some people, this is a lot. This could be your boat pose right here. Because the number one thing you want to make sure you're doing is that you're lifting nice and tall through the crown of the head. Now, if you want to try this with a little bit more, you can begin to balance like a boat in water by lifting your feet up off the ground. But you want to keep that nice flat back here. Okay, a nice sturdy boat. So you get to choose if you're a boat with your feet on the ground. You can even go on your tippy toes, or you could lift those feet up to be in your boat. And if you're feeling extra strong, you can bring your hands to a steering wheel in front of you and kind of sort of make like a going through the water here. All right, so that's our boat pose. Let's bring it on down to the ground and learn our last beach time story pose. So for this one, the feet stay where they are, but you're going to come to lay down on the mat. And then inhale, pressing into the feet. Lift the hips up off the ground here, coming into a nice gentle bridge pose. Because there's always bridges around water. Take one more nice big deep breath here. And then exhale to float them all the way down to the ground. Whew, awesome job. Well done, friends. Let's roll on to our sides. Sit up nice and tall in our body. And before we do our seaside story, I want to do another meditation, another little pause here after our movements to calm things down a little bit, cool things down a little bit. So start by taking 3 deep mindful breaths. Remembering that you can use the wall for support to help you sit up nice and straight in your body. In and out of the nose. Take 2 more. One more deep, mindful breath here. Beautiful. And then if you want, you can let those eyes soften or close and begin to imagine in your mind that you're a big mountain in the ocean. Like your body here sitting is like an island mountain in the ocean, nice and tall and strong and sturdy. And even though there might be big storm waves that come and crash on your beaches of your island, you are always grounded and rooted and sturdy. Nothing moves you. A few more nice deep breaths, imagining yourself as a giant ocean mountain. And then when you're ready, you can let those eyelids flutter back open, come back to our space, and we're going to do our seaside story. So like we practiced the poses earlier, when I say one of those words, and I'll point out when I'm saying a word, like say if I said seaweed or seagull or seahorse, right? All poses we just practiced, you can come either into the pose that I'm in, or you can be whatever you think that pose looks like. There's no right or wrong in our yoga, right? It's just about moving our body and connecting to it. So coming to the mat and imagining that we've gone to the beach. So imagine that we're already here at the beach, right? We've done the drive, the hot sunny day, everyone's got sunscreen on and their bathing suits, and we're at the beach. And we decide to go on a boat ride today. So everybody can get in your boat. All right. And we're driving along in our boat. Any kind of boat that you want to do, driving along here. And the first thing we notice in the boat as we're puttering around the bay is that there's so much seaweed and it's moving and dancing in the water. So let's hop up to our seaweed pose. Remember, inhaling nice and tall to the sky and swaying side to side. You can become a piece of dancing seaweed here. Ah. And we notice that there's something in the seaweed. I see some jellyfish. So let's take those big arms to the sky and we can exhale, fold forward into the shape of a jellyfish, and you can wiggle those arms around, right? Like the tentacles swimming through the water. Jellyfish, jellyfish, jellyfish. I wonder. And then there's something else that we see on the rocks in the water too of the bay. I think we see some starfish. Let's inhale, stand up, and you can take a nice big star pose. Starfish, starfish everywhere. I see them all without a care. If I were a starfish, I would want to be one of those bright yellow and red ones. I wonder what color starfish you would be. You could say out loud if you want. So we see our starfish, and then we decide, you know what? Let's take our boat out of the bay and go out onto the ocean. So we get back, we're driving our boat out of the bay, but before we leave the bay, we have to pass under a bridge. And then coming to the bridge, remembering you can be any kind of bridge you want. This is the pose we talked about earlier. So the boat has to has to float on under the bridge. And then exhale, and then we come back out onto the water, driving that boat out. And you know what? I think you should take a turn driving the boat. Are you going to drive it really fast or slow? Or do you want to take any big turns? And then when you turn, we see some dolphins start to swim with the boat. So let's come into our dolphin pose. Oh, and they're flitting and they're jumping and they're so happy and playful. What a lovely beach trip we're having to the ocean. But then off in the distance, we see a shark fin. Oh, ball, 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 ball. So there's our shark. It's swimming through the waters. It's getting closer and closer. But then do you know what we realize? It's another dolphin. Hooray. Nothing to worry about. But just another friendly dolphin to play with in the water. Inhaling, rising back up. And what do we see flying around us? Maybe some seagulls? So we can come all the way back up to standing. And remembering, you can use the wall to do like the pose that we practiced earlier, or a chair to hold on to, or maybe you're feeling nice and sturdy today and you can do it without any supports. Doing one knee at a time, like a big old seagull. Flying all around us. I think they're trying to get a snack from us, but we don't have any food on the boat, so they don't really bother us for too long. And then you know what? Now, at this point, we've been out on the boat a long time and we're feeling hot and sweaty and tired. So let's bring the boat back to the beach, which means we have to get back into our boat pose. We're going to drive it. Do you remember what we have to go under? A bridge. So then driving it back under the bridge. Making it back to the bay. Where we're going to say goodbye to all the things we saw before. We're going to say goodbye to the seaweed. Say goodbye, seaweed, beautiful dancing seaweed. And goodbye to the starfish, all beautifully colored on their rocks. Oh, and goodbye to the jellyfish playing in the dancing seaweed. And slowly rolling back up, we get out of the boat and start walking. And do you know what little cute critters we see on the sand? How about some crabs, right? Some little crabbies. Come and walk with us on the beach for a little bit. So coming into your crab pose, however you want to do it. Oh, what a nice seaside trip we've had, seeing lots and lots of creatures, little friends. We can sit back on our feet. I need to have a sip of water. I'm feeling thirsty after all that hard work we're doing. It's important when you're out at the beach to drink lots of water, right? So you don't get dehydrated. It's part of taking care of ourselves in the hot weather. Oh, beautiful. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me on my trip to the beach. That was really, really fun. And like I said before, we're going to read the I Am Yoga book so we can practice some more of the same poses. Okay. Let me scooch a bit closer to you so you can see it. I Am Yoga by Susan Verde and art by Peter H. Reynolds. When I feel small in a world so big, sometimes feel small in a big world, I tell my wiggling body to be still. I tell my thinking mind to be quiet. I tell my racing breath to be slow. I close my eyes and make room in my mind, in my heart, to create and imagine. I am yoga. That's that mountain pose. Can everyone come into a mountain pose and say to yourself, I am yoga, nice and tall. I can touch the sky. I am so tall. Oh, can we all come into a tree pose and say, I can touch the sky. I am so tall. And just like the crane pose earlier, we can use the wall or a chair to keep us sturdy in our tree pose, making sure you're getting both sides here. I can touch the sky. I am so tall. I can soar among the clouds. I am so free. Ooh, like, see her head. She's got one foot down and one behind, like she's flying like a superhero. That always makes me think of a superhero, that picture, right? Oh, I am so free. And then coming to the other side. Beautiful. I can sparkle with the stars. I shimmer and shine. Can you shimmer and shine like a star? Like a starfish, right? I shimmer and shine. You can say that to yourself in this pose. I shimmer and shine. I can dance with the moon. I light up the night. Beautiful. So that's kind of like that balancing one we did before. She's going way far down. Can you bring one hand to the earth and lift one leg up and open up the other hand to the sky? It's a lot of balance. Remember, it's better to keep both hands to the earth if you feel unsteady. I light up the night, right? Other side now. I light up the night. Yeah. I can sail on the sea. I go with the flow. Hey, we were just sailing on the sea, right? In that boat pose. Let's all try that. So this one, I go with the flow. Keep calm and cool and collected. I go with the flow. I can open my heart. I feel love. She's opening up her heart towards that sunshine, that sunny beach sunshine. For that one. So you can bring the hands to the back for this, right? That same opening of the heart, or come back to the ankle. Big deep breath here. And say to yourself, I feel love. I hope you feel love every day, my friends. I can see far and wide. I am focused. So that's another balancing one here. So you can use the wall. Cross one leg over and then bring the arms and the palms together. Take a nice deep breath. I am focused. We could do the same thing on the other side and say it to ourselves again. I am focused. I can turn things upside down. I am playful. Look, she's made the whole world upside down. Can you do that? Make everything upside down. You could also do that like forward fold that we did earlier for jellyfish. It's another way to turn the world upside down. I am playful. We'll do these ones all together. I can stand up for me. I can stand up for others. I can stand up for peace. Right? So I can stand up for me. I can stand up for others. I can stand up for peace. We'll do it on the other side and say it all again, right? I can stand up for me. I can stand up for others. I can stand up for peace. Powerful stuff, my friends. I can open like a flower. I am beautiful. I'll just be our most beautiful, best selves, right? She does it like this, but you could always do it like this, right? So you do whatever feels good to you. I am beautiful. One more time. I am beautiful. I can carry beauty with me. I am full. See her? She's got her bouquet of flowers. Let's come into being. I am full. So she's got her feet kicked up and then grabbing her feet. And then if you want to be up like she is, you kick your feet back and lift up your heart. I am full. I am full. And exhale to sigh. I can say, I have had enough for today. I relax. Come into relaxing. Oh, I can relax. Take 3 deep breaths here, nice and calm. In and out of the nose. I can rest. I am calm. It looks like she's laying on a beach, isn't she? Just like we were doing before on our beach walk. I am calm. Sometimes I need to remind myself that. I am calm. Take a big deep breath in through the nose and out through the nose and say to yourself one more time, I am calm. Awesome job, friends. Now the world is just the right speed. Now the world is just the right size. Now I see I fit in just fine. I am yoga. I can be anything. And that's what's so powerful and really exciting about yoga is we really can be anything in our yoga practice. So in the times where it's hard to feel calm, we can go into one of those nice calming yoga poses and say to yourself, I am calm. And it will help you to feel calmer. It's like magic. It's super cool stuff. All right, let's come and close out our practice. So come to lay on your back. And I want you to hug your knees to your chest and give yourself a nice big hug. Ooh, and you can rock nice and gentle side to side. And you can let your knees fall to one side and then turn your head to look in the opposite direction of your knees. And you can soften or close the eyes and take a few nice, gentle, calm breaths here. All of these ending poses are really nice, calming poses too. Inhale to bring those knees back up to center. And exhale to bring the knees in the opposite direction and turn the head to look the other way this time. Breathing nice and deep and calm. I am calm. Inhale, you can bring your head back up towards the sky, like your nose straight ahead and your knees straight ahead. And then you can kick your feet up and grab either the legs or the outer edges of the feet and kick the feet up towards the ceiling and come into happy baby. Ask yourself if you could just giggle and be happy like a little baby rocking side to side here. And then we'll come to our final resting pose, Shavasana. So you can bring the legs straight out here. And your palms up on either side of the body. And you can let the eyes soften or close here. Take 3 deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. And pick your favorite saying from the pages of I Am Yoga. Was it I am full, or I am focused, I am calm, I am playful, I am beautiful. Pick the one that was your favorite and just remember it and just say it to yourself a few times. You can say it out loud or you could say it to yourself. Take one more big breath here in through the nose, out through the nose. Begin to wiggle your fingers and toes here. And then roll onto one side and gently make your way up towards the seat. Now, if you're super cozy on the floor, you're welcome to stay there. You don't have to get up right now. You can lay there in your nice, calm Shavasana. All right, we're going to inhale, bring our hands up to our heart center here. This is another mudra, like the Say mudra or the quiet coyote that you learned before. It's called Anjali mudra, or bringing your hands to heart center. Take a big deep breath in through the nose and out through the nose. And my wish for you on this day and every day that follows is peace of body, peace of heart, and peace of mind. Namaste, my friends. I hope that you've enjoyed our seaside practice today. Now, if you draw any pictures of either you floating downstream or you as a mountain, or even whichever was your favorite pose today. I'd love to see those next week. Okay. That would be really exciting if you could share those. Hi, hello. And people are welcome to unmute now and say goodbye or to ask any questions that you may have. Or you can let me know if you had tried any of your yoga during this past week. I'd love to hear about it. Did you want to share something, Alex?
This yoga was calming for me.
Oh, good. I'm so glad to hear that. You know, it's calming even for me as the teacher. That's why I teach yoga. It's so nice and calming.
Yeah.
Would anyone else like to share before we pop off and say goodbye?
This yoga was relaxing.
Nice. It was
And I
relaxing.
made a dinosaur book. I felt like I was sleeping when I was like laying down.
Isn't that the best? But like,
I felt like I was just sleeping.
Yeah. You know, you want to know a secret?
What?
Sometimes people fall asleep in my yoga classes.
What?
And then I feel like I did a super awesome job as the teacher. It's like the highest honor if someone falls asleep in my yoga class.
Actually, that's actually hilarious.
Right?
Like,
but it really happens.
How can you put someone to sleep in your yoga class?
I hope I'm not so boring in putting them to sleep. I hope it's just that they feel nice and calm and happy. And that's why
I can fall asleep in this yoga, but I can't.
You know what? Sometimes I teach a bedtime yoga class and I tell people they can do it in their bed so that they can fall asleep at the end. How fun is that?
I want to do it in my bed right now.
We could totally do some bedtime yoga sometime. That's a nice class to do, but it is nice to do it at the end of the day and not in the middle of the day. All right, well, that's our time for today, friends. I'm looking forward to seeing you next week, and I'll be sure to send this video so you can keep practicing it if you want to, okay? Bye. Take care.
Bye, Kaylin. Bye.